Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we are going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of SpiritHalloween's Baphomet. Okay, so this guy is amazing. He's always been one of my favorites of the season. We'll try to show the sides here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see him. But here's his box. It is massive. And like I said, always been one of my favorites. This guy is so cool. I did see him at Flagship for the first time, and then my local store actually has him. But he's huge, super tall, about 7.5 feet. And he's based on a real character and story, so it's pretty cool. It's not really licensed, but it is kind of recognizable. So he's very cool, very evil and scary, so I'm definitely excited to put him in my haunt. I have a really cool spot for him, so you guys will see where he's going very soon. It's super close to Halloween now, but let's get straight into the unboxing. Here we go. Alright, so I have not looked inside yet, so let's open this thing up, see what we can see first. So actually the head is kind of on top here. Let's try to tilt this over. You can kind of see it. It looks like it is stuck between some other things, so we're not going to try to take that out just yet. The first pieces I see here that can come out is the Scythe. So these look like they can unscrew from each other too. I don't want to break them, so we're not going to try hard. Yeah, maybe not. But they do screw onto each piece. Or actually, it's not even screws. This is more like a Jemmy Witch where they just click in. But it's a huge Scythe. I think like 6 or 7 feet tall, so very big. There's 2 of the wooden pieces, and here is actually the third one, which is the head of the Scythe. So let's put that aside. There it is, awesome looking, very detailed, very cool. Also got a sticker, easily comes off there, but that is awesome. Looks very cool, very big. There we go. Let's see what we can take out next. Looks like the clothing is our next easiest piece. So here is the clothing right here. There's chains inside too, which is cool. I thought that would be kind of separate, like collector's rope or something like that, but it actually comes on the clothing, so that's pretty cool. But there we go. Put that aside. Next up, we have, let's see. There's no real pieces that are easy. So we have the hands, actually. These are massive. I do not remember them being this big. That's a big hand, and actually better quality than I thought. More like Underworld's head than the cheap plastic. Pretty cool. You can definitely tell it is SVI, though. There we go. We have some felt armor-type gloves. They look pretty cool. Like that one. I'm not sure where the other one is, though. Hopefully that is in there somewhere. I don't see it right now. Next, we have no real pieces that are easily accessible other than maybe these poles. Let's try to take these out. Here are 2 of his leg poles, which actually look like it's it. I don't think there's any more leg poles, but his mech is huge, so that definitely gives him a lot of height, and so does the head. Alright, so next we're going to take some of this cardboard out and then continue the unboxing, and then we'll get to the setup. Here we go. Alright, so our next pieces are accessible now, and one of the main ones I see is the head. It looks like it is actually zip tied to some stuff, so we're not going to take it out just yet, but we have the base here, which should be able to come out. We just have some cardboard around it right here. If we push this out of the way, there we go. The base comes out, and it is huge. This is a massive base and really heavy. Looks pretty good quality. Looks awesome. Definitely like that. It's definitely good to have a great base when it's such a tall prop. Next, we have this piece. This is small, but it's like a spine piece, but without the rest of the spine pieces. So hopefully it didn't snap, because I did get this from Amazon. I didn't pick it up in store, so it did have to ship here. Yeah, hopefully it didn't snap, but looks good, and it should still help support it even if it did. But yeah, usually those have kind of more rings. I do see the next hand set down there, but nothing else is really easily accessible other than this main piece right here, which is zip tied to the head, which is huge, as you can tell. But we're going to put this aside for now and continue. Also, hip loop right there. We'll put this aside and continue for now. But I will definitely be showing that head up close as well. Alright, our last few pieces are in here. We have another hand and armored kind of wrist piece. We have the other arm right here, which the other arm came in that big bundle of stuff. And then we have two little items down here, which are the adapter box. 2 amp, yeah, just normal. And then the instructions, full color, looks great. But that's all that's in the box. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. Okay, let's start the setup. So let's take out these instructions, even though I don't think this will be too difficult because there aren't too many parts. Let's see what we are doing first. Probably just the poles, because he doesn't have shoes, doesn't have feet, anything like that. Although I think feet would have been awesome. And actually, if I'm remembering correctly, the actual concept of him with the actual like drawings, what that Spirit did for the prototype had feet. I'm pretty sure they did do feet on that. Maybe because of cost or something, they didn't keep it in the actual produced model, but it looked pretty cool. I think that would have been pretty awesome. But I still love him. He is super cool. All right, let's take the main piece of cloth here. It is kind of underworld clown type fabric. And this is actually, he reminds me a lot of Underworld. He's got the same exact type of head, with most of it being that exact same plastic, and then the mouth being that cheaper mask type material, just to help it move without breaking the motor. It is a smart idea because it's not very noticeable of a difference, but it definitely helps with the plastic. Just doesn't allow the motor to get like too strained or anything like that. Now we have some Velcro. We want to expose the poles here. There's one. Our next one, slide this down. There's the other. Slide the clothing down. We'll fix that up later. Our next step is the mech already, so let's move the camera up and continue our setup. Here we go. Okay, let's continue here. So we have the main mechanism piece right here, and this is huge, heavy, and definitely gives him most of his height here. His head also gives him a ton of height, and it actually looks like it would go this way. There we go. But yeah, that's already very tall, and then his head has that huge neck extender, just like Two Scoop's head, and that gives him a ton of added height without having extra huge poles or anything. It's pretty smart. I've only really noticed big changes like that this year, with props just having huge neck pulls instead of the whole base of the prop being huge. It's pretty smart, and it still gives the awesome effect of the prop being massive, even though it might not be as big as it looks. There we go. You guys probably can't see the top of this already. He is huge, but it is all clicked in now. And our next step here is attaching the waist loop, so we can do that quick. Hip loop here, looks like it can slide over the top. Oh, it's super close. There we go. Looks like we have it the right way. Okay, so it slides in like that. Small end on the small end, big end on the big end, and that just helps form the waist right there. So next we actually attach this spine piece. Might be hard to see, but I know you guys can see up to here, so you guys can see back here. I am just going to attach this up here. Now I'm not sure where it goes, but it actually looks like it goes on the front. So it's not a spine, unless we have this holding backwards, which we could. Yeah, this holding could be backwards, but it doesn't look like it. So this could be an actual front piece, which I didn't know it would be, but it actually, now looking at it, does look like it is front. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, there it is. Our next step is the clothing. So we're going to move the camera up a bit, and then we're going to pull that up and continue. Be right back. Okay, so let's pull the clothing up here. I see which way it is supposed to go, and it is like this. So yeah, it's pretty cool that he has that kind of stomach piece just to help shape him. Not many SVI props do that. I'm not sure about really any. I know Towering Clown has a piece kind of with that same idea, but most of them just have kind of back pieces. All right, there we go. Now we will also fix his chain up because this looks a bit weird like this, but that is awesome. He looks really big, just has a huge stance. We also have the hip loop here that kind of fell out, so we'll adjust that like that. There we go. But yeah, he looks really good so far. There he is. Let's continue our setup. So our next step here is the arms. So let's slide these on. This arm goes over here. And we also have those knight-like armor pieces, which we will attach afterwards. But first, we just have to slide these up and connect them through here. So I left this open in the back. He does have Velcros all throughout the back, so we can access this easily. And his arms do move. He has, let's see, 2 separate mechanisms. One for the arms, which go up and down, which many people didn't notice at first because on the flagship model it wasn't working too great. But I think it just needs to kind of warm up. So hopefully this one does move a lot. But yeah, they do. He does move the Scythe up and down. And then also he turns and his head does as well. So he's pretty cool. He has a lot going on. All right, let's slide this up here. This one connects up. And actually, this one looks like it is in the up position more. So it is going to be kind of strange. Yeah, there we go. Much better like that. But yeah, this one is definitely kind of up because it's usually not that high like that. But he does kind of move it around. So it looks pretty realistic with his movement. There we go. We'll fix up his cloth too, like that. But looking good so far. Next up, let's see what we have. We have the wire. So we're going to do some of that wiring and stuff off camera now, but then we will continue, and it looks like we're adding the hands next. So quickly, let's just put on the hands because that's easy. This one goes over here like this. This one is going to hold the Scythe that way, and then our other one over here, making sure those thumbs are facing in, goes over here. Looks awesome. He has that awesome stance. But yeah, we'll fix this up. We'll put those armor pieces on, and then continue our setup. Be right back. Alright, so next up here, we are going to add the actual armored pieces. So, let's get these on. They just have Velcros like this. So first, let's get this cloth on right. There we go. And this one, we're just going to put right here. I'm not sure if it matters which arm they're on. All I do want to do is make sure they're facing up like that. And then also, stickers are kind of hard to get off. I'll get that off in a sec. But that looks good. There's one right there. It creates a really cool armored type look for him. But there's one right there. We will get that sticker off soon. And then we have this one over here. And this one will go same spot, just right here. Looks good, making sure that Velcro is on the bottom so people don't notice it. It looks awesome. Make sure this fabric is up here just to make sure there are no spots exposed. But there we go. We will fix this up too. It is felt, so it's not the easiest to fix. But there we go. Looks good. Now, our next step, let's see, is actually the Scythe. So the Scythe is huge. Let's put these pieces together. This bottom one is here. You can tell just by how it is rounded off at the end. And let's click this on. Let's see. There we go. Just like Jemmy Cauldron Witch. Definitely reminds me of that setup. There's one piece, and then we have the main Scythe. This is huge. This is a very, very big prop. The Scythe is definitely bigger than I remember. Yeah, it's massive. And the way that he moves it makes it even bigger sometimes than it is. I'm pretty sure this is the up position. I kind of hope so because he won't be working where I planned if he is too big. But that looks like it should work. Looks really cool so far. There we go. Scythe is on. I know you guys probably can't see the whole thing, maybe, but it is huge. So there is a good chance you don't right now, but we will make sure to show that too. And it looks like you actually have to kind of turn them to click in place. So yeah, that one clicked, and that one's good. Okay, so yeah, that is definitely sturdy in there. So next up, we do add on the head. So you guys might notice it's kind of weird up there right now, and it's because he kind of has a clown-like collar that goes on, and that covers up some parts. But the head goes on right here. So let's slide this on. He is actually in like a looking sideways position. So let's slide this on here. He is going to be looking sideways for now, but he will look forward when he resets. There we go. Let's see. He is super tall. I have 2 scoops behind the camera here, about the same height as 2 scoops. He's huge. He is very cool. So now, yeah, I will put on that collar piece, but I think that is actually our next step. So yeah, our next little pieces are just some more wiring and stuff like that to the head, but I will be doing that off camera because you guys can't see that. But let's see. There should be a Velcro. There it is. 3 Velcros actually. And there is going to be a little neck piece that goes up here as well. Not just this collar section, but we're going to bring this around and we will fix it up in front as well. But Velcro that piece on, Velcro this one on, and then our final one down here. There we go. Okay, so there is his kind of big collar piece, and that just drapes down and makes him look awesome. Gives him that really creepy look. But there we go. Now our final piece is just bringing that neck piece up and covering that metal. But there he is. Setup is pretty much complete here. Baphomet, that's awesome. Let's go to the demo. Here we go. Alright, quickly before we do the demo, I'm just going to show you guys an up-close look at this guy. He is massive, super creepy, very intimidating prop. He is going to look awesome where I plan to have him, kind of as the entry guard for my haunt. He is amazing. He has some great detail. Like I said, super intimidating. Not many props have that kind of feel, but he is definitely one of those, and he's massive too. Overall, this Scythe is huge. His body is big. I definitely like that kind of chest piece because it just beefs the prop up, makes it look more real. But yeah, let's get to his demo. Here we go. All right, let's do the demo. Here we go. Let's plug him in. We have him on sensor mode. It's gonna do a little reset, and there we go.
Look at the precious little human coming my way. Such a tender morsel, an appetizer just to get me started. Add a little salt, and that soul of yours might even be tasty. Don't run away too quickly. I haven't sharpened my scythe yet. Do you ever get the feeling of dread? Like somebody is watching you when you are all alone in the dark, and there is nobody there to help you. Don't whine like a pathetic crybaby. Savor this moment. I know I am. It is harvest time. I can smell it in the air. And I sense your soul is ripe for harvesting as well. When your time comes, my son will cleave your soul right off the vine like a ripened pumpkin. Time for carving! Your time has come, little one. Don't stare into sleep. It must happen for all of you sooner or later. Let's get this over with, shall we? The end of your world is fast approaching. Why? Look around. You don't want any